So we got to give a big thanks to Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury for picking a guy like Jaden Daniels. I think this is somebody that the Commanders are going to be proud of. Even though we think that he's going to be a RG3, just understand it's not going to be the same situation. He's not around an organization where the head coach and the owner are in a disagreement. There's a solid and there's an understanding that, okay, we all agree on this one player. And that's what happened. They didn't go out and get RG3 and then go out and get a guy like Kirk Cousins. They got Jaden Daniels, just one quarterback, somebody we could believe in. And in my opinion, we got the first overall quarterback. I felt like we got a guy that we can be proud of, that somebody we can put on our back and actually say, that's my quarterback. And I feel proud of him. And the reason I say that is because this guy can do it all. And it's not just because of the Heisman Trophy. It's the things and the reasons why he got the Heisman Trophy. It's the fact that he's the first person there and the last to leave. And it was the fact that he had to ask, when he was playing for LSU, he had to ask for more time to stay at the facility. He had to ask for more access to stay at the facility. And he had to ask for things that star players ask for. You wonder why people make it to these points in their careers. You wonder why people make it to the NFL. You wonder why people make it to the Super Bowl, because they're willing to do what a lot of people are not willing to do. And I feel like that is Jaden Daniels. He's that guy that's willing to work hard when others are not even doing the bare minimum. So just what I'm getting from him, I think he's the best pick, and I'm proud that we picked him. And the fact that he works well under pressure, if he's being blitzed, he still performs well. He can work inside the pocket. He knows how to move around in the pocket and still make a good throw. He knows how to perform under a bad offensive line. He knows how to perform under a good offensive line. He's been at the top and the bottom of the college level. He understands how it is, and he knows how to play with pros. He knows what he needed to do when he got there and he was playing for LSU for his first year. He know the huge change that he went through in the next year, and that happened because he worked harder. He understood more things. He understood who he was playing with. He was playing with people that they live, sleep, eat, breathe, bleed football. And he understood that when he came to LSU, that he was dealing with a different beast. He was dealing with a Malik Neighbors, a Brian Thomas. He was dealing with beasts, animals that live football. And he understood that if I was going to make it to the NFL, I was going to have to live football. And now he's understood that. And he's even taken it to the points and to the areas of his life where he's using things like VR, virtual reality, to even get in extra reps, to really understand football on a whole nother level. And that's what you have to do if you want to be great. If you want to be a Lamar Jackson, if you want to be a Patrick Mahomes, what do you think Patrick is doing? What do you think what do you think Lamar Jackson had to do to become the MVP? He had to do things that most people wouldn't do. Most quarterbacks are not going to run outside the pocket. Most quarterbacks are not going to make certain plays that they really don't want to do. Most quarterbacks are not going to study, stay in the building long. Most quarterbacks are not doing everything that Jaden Daniels is doing. And just think about what Jaden has. He has a guy like Marcus Mariota in his corner. He has him, a guy that's been a Heisman winning trophy. I mean, a guy that's had a Heisman, a guy that's been a second overall pick, a guy that has and is a dual threat quarterback, a guy that's been a starter, and you have him in your locker room to teach you the ins and the outs. And of course, knowing Jaden Daniels, he's about to pick his brain. And then think about who you have on defense who's about to help you and assist you in how to pick apart NFL defenses on a high level. You have a guy like Bobby Wagner on the other side. So when he switches the defense, you're going to switch the offense. You're going to have to understand a lot more. He's going to get Jaden Daniels up to speed on how it is to play in the NFL. And of course I'm saying all this, but I'm meaning all this because that's who Jaden is, and I can see it. And he's one of those guys who put his head down and he get to work. He let his work speak for itself. And then not only do you have Bobby Wagner back there, but you have people who are going to get you the ball back. When you make mistakes as a young quarterback, when you make mistakes as a quarterback, period, we have a defense that's going to allow him to get the ball back, make turnovers, force turnovers, and get us another opportunity. And of course, Jaden Daniels can throw it with the best of them, but he can also run it. So when he can't think of nothing else, he don't see nobody else open, he's gone. He's going to get us another first down. When it's 3rd and 10 and he see an opening, he's gone. That's his opportunity. He's going to take advantage of those opportunities. And it's like, you really just have to appreciate everything he has, Of course, there are quarterbacks like Bo Nix who can run for like so many yards. And then you also have a guy like Drake May who can run for almost 600. Well, I believe it was 600 last time I checked. It was 600 yards last season. And that's something to be proud of, But you don't have a Jaden Daniels. You don't have a guy that can run that fast, that can see the field like him. And think about it. Drake May is not ready. He's not ready to play in the NFL just yet. He's ready to sit, And Jaden Daniels, with his experience that he has so far, he's ready that if he was thrusted in the front to be a starter, he could be that. And right now, it's Marcus Mariota. It might be Marcus Mariota starting. It's fine. I would rather have Jaden be his best next season, Allow him to really get adjusted to this NFL life. But, in the beginning, we all thought, and of course, I believe this was an actual thing. I believe when Jaden first finished his last game and he was preparing himself to get to the NFL, he thought that he was going to go and be with Antonio Pierce, and that being because he has a relationship with him at Arizona State. And, of course, Jaden Daniels, for example, is a family-oriented guy. So for him to be near his family, who wouldn't want to do that? That's one of those reasons why we thought we were going to get Caleb Williams. We thought he was going to come and be near to his family. We thought he was going to pull a Eli Manning and refuse to go there, and then we would get him. But that wasn't a reality. But Jaden Daniels is that guy who loves to be around his family. Of course, this is a huge jump from where he was, and he's a West Coast guy, and he came all the way to the East Coast, and this was by chance. It was by God. It was a plan, and the Commanders came up with the 2nd overall pick because we played like trash last season, and now we have an opportunity to play with a quarterback that can see the field in a whole different way than a guy like Sam Howell did. He sees the field at a higher level. He's 6'3", and Sam Howell was like 6 feet, 6'1", and he's faster than Sam Howell. He plays the game differently. He can stay in the pocket, stay outside the pocket. Like, he can do it all. But it's just the fact that in the beginning we thought he was going to the Raiders. And, of course, the Raiders with the 13th pick, it was so... You see they came up with a tight end. They didn't even get the opportunity to get a quarterback because all the quarterbacks were gone. They were literally gone. All the top quarterbacks were gone by the time they got their opportunity to get a quarterback. Like, we talking J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, all gone. So it was far-fetched to believe that the Raiders were going to get up in that first 6 set of quarterbacks. They thought they was going to go get a great quarterback, even thinking they were going to get a Jaden Daniels. Because honestly, if he didn't come to us, he was going to the Patriots. And I just believe that was what was going to happen. You see, the Patriots ended up taking Drake May. So you don't think they would have took Jaden Daniels if we didn't take him? So like I said in the beginning, I just thought that was far-fetched to believe that they was going to get him. But it was a dream that Jaden had, and it was a dream that Michael Penix had. I mean, not Michael Penix, Pierce. It was a dream that Pierce had, Antonio Pierce. And sad to say, it came to an end. But he had to face reality. Jaden had to face reality and realize, like, okay, now that I know I'm not going to make it to the Raiders, I gotta make sure I'm not burning any bridges, because you never know throughout your career where you're going to end up. Like, who knew that Marcus Mariota was going to end up here, coming from the Eagles, coming from the year before from Atlanta Falcons, and years prior with the Titans, being picked up as the second overall pick. Who knew that his career was going to end like this or just be here? So you never want to burn bridges. And that's something that Jaden had to do. He had to come out, and I believe it was a lady by the name of Denise. She had to come out and speak on his behalf. She was a PR lady, and she spoke on his behalf and said that he would enjoy and be happy no matter who drafted him. So that was something she had to fix, because it was seeming like he hated the Commanders and he didn't want to go there. But it was truly out of spite, because he wanted to be a Raider. Understandable. But that's how the game is. And who knows? He could have went to the Raiders, performed bad, and then they would have had to cut him. Now what? You see what I'm saying? So I think he ended up in the right place. And I think this team is about to go to the playoffs. That's where I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling. And I think we have a defense that can get him the ball. And we have a defense that can allow him to get himself up to par when it comes to playing against those top teams. And I'm just ready for it. And, I'm very excited for what we have so far. And I appreciate y'all for making it this far in the video. Definitely like the video, comment, subscribe, and share this video with somebody, man. I'm sure somebody want to hear this. I love the Commanders, man. And I'm out.